Wise guys with Winston and Muggsy know how to play the game, trust me. Who came to put the team on top? Tune in, sit back, let the beats just drop. Yo, it's Wise guys with Winston and Muggsy.
Can you guys hear me?
Now
Oh,
we
really? Can you
can.
guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can, bro.
How are you guys?
Very, very good. Very good. We are having an amazing day. This is our first broadcast of the Wise Guys, the all blockchain podcast. So no matter what, we'll be launching these throughout the week. You know, I may wake up in the morning and it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon for him, and it's 7 a.m. for me. But we might just have a wild hair up our ass and decide to just go ahead and throw on a podcast whenever. But this here is the first official launch, and we welcome you, Zeya. And please excuse any kind of glitches I got going on. I'm getting comfortable again with shifting around and adding. Graphics will be coming up on the next episode. I'll be sure to have tables. So if anybody's listening, let me give a quick shout. If anybody's listening who's about to come on, make sure that your link and your little title has what you're promoting in it. We want to see your name, and we'd love to see what the title is of your business. So, Zeya, go ahead, man. The floor is yours. Tell us what you represent. Tell us what you're building, and tell us what we can do to make money with it.
Well, luckily I have a DeFi product, and you're going to love this one. A little bit of background for myself. I used to be a full stack developer, and then in 2021, that's when I became a blockchain developer. And I did a whole podcast episode with like a different podcast, and so you can check that out if you want. But I do work with ICP Hub UK, and we've gone to a couple of universities together. With Keishan and Michael Harding and all those guys. So I've been working with them for a long time. But more importantly, I've been building an ICP since January of 2024, which,
Wait. Michael,
go ahead,
oh, never mind. You said
Michael
Michael
Harding.
Harding. I was thinking
Yeah.
Michael. I was thinking Bisbing, bro. I was going back to my
Oh,
MMA days.
Bisbing.
I was
No.
thinking
Oh
of
my
MMA
God.
days.
Manchester.
Anyway, go
He
ahead,
was in
man.
Manchester.
Continue. We were at you going to university. Please continue.
Yeah, so ICP Hub UK have this great thing where they go to universities, they do sort of these hackathons, and they showcase ICP, and they utilize AI to build stuff. And at the end of the day, they sort of pitch, and they always invite me, and I go to them and I help them out. So that's how I sort of help ICP Hub UK. In a couple of days, actually, we're going to a hackathon here at the University of Brunel, which is a university in the west of London. But more importantly, I've been building an ICP since January 2024. I was in a pre-accelerator called the Bitcoin Startup Lab, and I can never say his second name, but Kaminesh, hopefully I got that right. He came in and he gave the presentation of how ICP
I'm
works.
there with you.
And at that time,
I'm there with you too. I heard someone pronounce. Let's expound on that. I heard someone the other day pronounce it Yuan, and I was like, no, that's just Jan. It's just Jan.
Wait.
It's just
Jan.
Jan.
oh no, wait, he's
It was-
German,
or
I
it was
think, so it is
Gian.
Jan.
It could have been Gian, and I was like, but his last name Kamich, and I hope I
Yeah.
meet him in San Francisco this next week, and so I can get.
I met him in
tell
Zurich,
me
and I forgot to
specifically.
ask him about that.
Right.
No, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But anyway, he came in and presented and talked about ICP tech, but more importantly, the chain fusion technology, where you can connect to different chains. And at that point, I was already building Bit10, but I wasn't sure what to build on. At that point, I was building with Stacks, which is a sidechain of Bitcoin. Essentially, a little bit of background on Bit10. Bit10 is a decentralized asset manager, just like BlackRock, and we produce index funds like the S&P 500, but for the top 10 cryptocurrencies. So you have the top 10 cryptocurrencies, excluding stablecoins, into one ETF, and it's all decentralized, it's on-chain, and it's cross-chain. And we're the only project in the world that does cross-chain auto-rebalancing of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, and it's only possible through ICP's chain fusion technology with canisters. And I've spoken to Winston a ton about this. I sent him a video of how we did it, and it's a really, really cool video. Right now, it's exclusively for developers, but if eventually we're going to release it out to the public. Essentially, that's what Bit10 does. We create index funds. We're an asset manager like BlackRock, and it's primarily for new users who, I'm sure you guys have those family members and friends who the second they know that you work in crypto, they're like, how do I become a millionaire? I'm like, well, it doesn't really quite work like that. Well, just like if someone was to ask you, if what was the best stock to buy, you wouldn't say Apple, Amazon, or Google. You would say the S&P 500. You want to buy the basket of the top 500 that rebalances, and that's the important part. You need the basket that rebalances. That's what we're trying to do. We're doing the top 10 cryptocurrencies rebalanced. So if one jumps out the top 10, another one comes in, and we handle all that for you. All you have to do is dollar cost average into the token, and that's it. We make it nice and simple for you. And the most important part about it is obviously we're decentralized, we're on chain, and oh, by the way, all the wallets where all the collateral is stored in, it's a cold wallet that you can see for yourself. So there's never going to be any sort of, it's all audited and you can see it on chain, and that's the most important thing, because there's never going to be any Silicon Valley Bank bank runs or anything like that. And that's essentially what Bit10 does. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. We've been building our technology for a long time, but we finally, when we have a private Telegram group, we finally have a public Telegram group, and we're doing a 10 ICP giveaway right now, and it ends tomorrow. So I'll put it into the chat. But yeah, you can go to Bit10 Twitter right now, and it's pinned right at the top of the giveaway. How you can get involved and how you can join our Telegram group. But more importantly, join in, ask any questions you want, read our Git book. The testnet is available for everyone. You can use it. The mainnet is only available if we interview you, and because the supply is limited due to every single token being backed up by the underlying assets, i.e. the collateral. So hopefully all of that made sense. Go ahead, guys. Nothing?
No, I wasn't too sure if Muggsy was going to jump in, Zeya. That's all.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
no. So what we can do is are we talking about extra tokenization
No.
beyond crypto, or you're providing the same kind of finance structure we can find in the stock market, and you're supplying that here?
Yeah. Think of it as exactly like the S&P 500. We try to emulate that as much as we can. If you buy the S&P 500, you essentially become a shareholder in 500 companies. When you buy the Bit10 top token, you essentially become, well, a shareholder in the top 10 cryptos, because every single token is backed up by the underlying assets, and plus it's directly connected to it, where the supply is actually dynamic. We're never going to have a billion in supply. It's like, or a trillion or anything like that. Every single token is backed up by collateral. Right now, to give you an example, for Bit10 top, our entire supply is only 94. Only 94 tokens, and you can buy it at like I think it was like $11 or $12 right now. But that is only for our mainnet users. It's eventually when we get more collateral where we can increase the supply, that's when we'll be able to do it. But I think this is the best way to go about it right now. And another reason why we have a gated mainnet is so we can audit the hell out of it. I was recently at Crypto Mondays here in London, and the person from Euler came in, and he talked about how his company was exploited for $270 million. That wasn't nice.
Jesus.
You really, yeah. This was back in 2022. I think it was pre-FTX, and his entire point was make sure you get yourself audited. So we're going to do all those things as much as we can, because yes, we can build everything really fast, but particularly if it's a DeFi project, you have to get audited, and you have to make sure people's money is safe in the long run.
Absolutely. Like that's one of the things I've been struggling with my project is I've been trying to focus on. Sorry, my TV monitor's over here, my camera's here, but I am looking at you. I promise. So, but one of the biggest struggles I've been having on my project is the feeling that, do I want to take custody of people's stuff? Do I want to create dApps that's a custody dApp, or do I want to do things that work outwardly? So I've actually been working on the opposite end of that, which would be where people are choosing selections, and it programs it to their wallet, so they keep their assets, and then the smart contract just tracks their wallet to make sure they're holding what it says they're holding. And if they remove, then the smart contract comes into play. The only time, and trust me, I'm not, I got brains in here. The only time I see that as being a problem is things like escrow situations or borrowing lending. If you're in the borrowing lending platform and you want to throw in, let's say, like 1.5 Bitcoin, and you want to borrow against it, so you're getting 0.75 of a Bitcoin to borrow against, because the other half has to back up, so you don't want people being able to hold on to their own, because to take it out of their wallet's going to mean that they've got to approve it anyways, and then you're getting scammed left and right. So as far as rewards go and small benefits, like like let's just use rewards as a simple term for staking, for interest payments, for if you've got it like in say the S&P 500 of crypto, then you're getting your dividends, and you're getting your dividends because you say I'm investing this and that. And so I don't know, man. Like where is your feeling on that with self custody versus handing over and letting someone else have custody? How far are you guys coming along with a self custody situation?
That's a big question.
Yeah,
That's a big
that is a,
question.
that is a that is a wonderful question, and
Yeah.
luckily, it's a question that we've thought long and hard about, and have had civil wars inside our company about. The great news is ICP is very versatile, and it allows us to do what we want. With the contract canisters, we decided to do it where every single token is backed up by collateral, and the canister is in charge of that. And then, like when we actually show you this, and it's explained on our Gitbook, it's an amazing piece of technology where every single token is backed up by the collateral. So you have the price. This is really good. So you have the price of the index fund. We call it Bit10 top. The price of the index fund divided by divided by the total collateral, and that's how you get your supply. So it's almost like right in the middle of the non-custodial, or like how much of it you have. Hopefully that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
We got asked, so are we controlling users' funds? And the truth is, it's almost in the middle, because we're not doing it because we're decentralized, but you can see everything on chain and the canister is controlling it. So from that perspective, you never ever have to worry about it, because the canister is there and it's all on chain, and the price of it is all dynamic, where we don't have any control over the users' funds, and they can take that out their money and they can sell the tokens whenever they want, because it's
Nice.
always backed up. So we purposely did that. We purposely made this decision a year and a half ago, actually, when we started building it, that it's never going to be a case of, oh, the user ever has to be worried. At the end of the day, the reason why people want to buy the S&P 500, because it's also rebalanced, but also I can't even think of 500 companies off the top of my head. I mean, you both, maybe it's so many companies. And when we say the top 10 cryptos, maybe you can, but it still takes you a long time. I mean, tomorrow the top 10 might be different. We take care of all of that, and you don't have to worry about all of that. All you have to worry about is saying your dollar cost average, every month, every week, every quarter, whatever you want to do, and then you buy it. You don't have to worry about the non-custodial stuff. You can sell it anytime you want, and it's nice and simple. We're still quite early stages, because we've been building for a while, but our supply is we decided to keep our supply very, very low, so we just can keep testing it with our gated mainnet. Like next week, we just released a new feature on our mainnet. So I'm going to interview 50 users, 50 of our mainnet users, and ask them, was like, hey, what did you think? What was this? What was bad? What was good? Everything like that. And we'll keep making it better. And eventually, once we've done all this and everything like that, that's when we really allow everyone to buy Bit10. For real. Right now it's only available to 50 users. By the way, that can increase if you just contact us and we'll interview you. But for now, that is definitely the case. But hopefully that answered your custodial question as well.
It answers the
so
custodial
Bit10 is the
question as
token.
well. It answers the custodial question as well. You've been building heavily and heavily, Zeya, and I've had the pleasure of having some talks with you before this tonight's event as well. And I'm going to be meeting you on Saturday, or is it Sunday, Zeya?
I'll be there both days, so
You'll be
whichever day
there.
you're there.
You'll be there both days. And Zeya, I just want to let you know we've had a couple messages come through. I've got Kyle Stofflet who's going to be coming on in a moment. But if you hang around, Zeya, it'll be great to bring you back on and bring you back up and be able to continue some of the conversations that we're having. And everyone, just give a follow to Zeya, retweet this space, and what you're doing with Bit10 is incredible.
Zeya,
And please book another appointment with me, because I have much more to go through with you, Zeya.
Zeya, where do we
Indeed,
find
indeed.
you on Twitter right now?
Yeah, it's
is
there
your,
right now. That's exactly what I just said, Mugs.
what is your
Yeah,
at?
yeah. It's Bit10 startup. So it's
Bit10
literally
startup.
Bit10 startup. I think I've joined it with my
It's
computer right
tagged us.
now.
It's tagged us as well, Mugs.
Oh, thank you very
I'm,
much.
I'm, wait,
Thank you so much for joining us, Zeya. It's a pleasure. And
All right.
guys,
no problem.
just before we bring the next guest up, I know Muggsy is absolutely itching to introduce him, because he's obviously in the US. But I just want to say, one of the people that we look up to, and absolutely amazing. I've been watching his podcasts and been following him around. So I'd love to introduce for the first time as well, it's exclusive. For the first time, we get to have Kyle Stofflet come on to the ICP Mafia Wise Guys show with Winston and Muggsy.
Yeah,
Kyle, if you're there, it's a pleasure. Muggsy, I know you've got plenty to say to Kyle. So please, Muggsy, bring Kyle up, and it's going to be amazing.
I don't have Kyle yet. Kyle,
You ain't-
Wise guys with Winston and Muggsy know how to play the game, trust me. Who came to put the team on top? Tune in, sit back, let the beats just drop. Yo, it's Wise guys with Winston and